I started very young. I played drums and bass, and I played guitar, starting at about the age of 12. And I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to play. So punk rock had just started. So I played drums in one band, and I played bass in another band, and I played guitar in another band, and just kind of kept playing all that stuff. When I moved to LA, when I was 19, I brought a bass, I brought a guitar. I met Slash, I met Steven. They needed a bass player. I said, okay, I can do that. And my influences, Paul Simonon from The Clash, Lemmy, sort of post-punk Killing Joke stuff, John Paul Jones, and Jamie Jamerson. So I kind of leaned into that stuff, and Prince on bass. All that stuff kind of mixed together to create my style.
Yeah. What kind of influence did you get from Prince?
A ton. His first 3 records where he played everything on it. His drumming and bass playing, his rhythm section of him is some of the most perfect grooves. And that's what I look for, is grooves, not a style so much. What attracts me is kind of the things that move you. And punk rock can do that, and heavy metal can do that, and funk can do that, and disco can do that, and on and on. But you got to have that groove, and that's the most important thing. I was eyeing, it was a Japanese jazz special. It was in Guitar Center on Sunset. We rehearsed right behind the Guitar Center. So it was like torture. I would see this bass in there, and it's probably torture for the guys who worked in the store, because I would come in and like play their stuff and couldn't buy anything. But we got signed by Geffen, and we got a record advance. So it's the first thing I bought, was that Fender Jazz Special. So I was 23, first Fender. It's the one with the red skull and crossbones on it. And I recorded Appetite on that bass, recorded Use Your Illusions on the bass, recorded kind of anything I've done. That's my recording bass. I keep it safe now. You can't break a Fender bass, but it's safe in a place. The idea for this bass, I started playing in this band called Walking Papers, and my bass playing was getting more aggressive, and I was playing a lot in drop D. Reggie Hamilton gave me a Reggie Hamilton modded Geddy Lee bass, and I just loved this bass. And I kind of modeled this somewhere in between my Jazz Special and the Geddy Lee, but it has the drop D. It's got a, alder body, maple neck, and then I put my own pickups in it and strings. And Reggie gave me this bass, and I'm like, oh, you can just fucking flip the switch. And there's gun songs and drop D, there's Slither and drop D, which we play live. So in Walking Papers, that band, the set list was it would go from standard tuning to drop D, back to standard tuning, and I didn't want to keep switching basses, so I started using the Reggie Hamilton in that, and just switch on stage, and it was awesome. It gave me two basses in one, and I just make that available because a lot of people play, young heavy rock bands playing lower tuning or drop D tuning. The features, the neck is still my jazz special neck, which is a bit thinner. It's great for players, beginner players all the way up to shredders. Since I've started playing with my fingers a bunch more in the last 15 years, the pickup configuration is such that you can rest your finger on this pickup here. That's a feature, I guess it would be. Demonstration. So I might want to add that I also play these. If you know my bass playing, you know I played Galen Kruger forever, and I still do. But this Super Bassman head came out 2000 whatever it was 14, and I fucking best bass head ever. So I now play these. So it has a lot to do with my sound now. So it's got all the full range. I just like the fact that I'm seeing young players playing real instruments again. And I see it on Instagram, like young girls and young dudes playing bass, playing guitar, playing drums. Anybody could play this bass. I got one of these basses for Slash's stepdaughter, Scarlett. She's a new bass player. And this bass, she could start on this bass and finish her whole career on the one bass. As a bass player, I think the best thing you can do is practice with a drummer. Do scales, do minor scales, do major scales, do all that. Go up and down the neck. Know your neck. Know where the E's at all places on your neck and the G and I kind of try not to know too much theory and all that. I don't want it to get in the way.